If you were to lose your job today, what would you do? Most working class people would find themselves insolvent. However, for the rich, it would be only a matter of time before they find a new income stream. In fact, the average millionaire has 7 types of incomes. On the other hand, working class people only have one, which is their job. Hey, Matrix Money Maker here. Today's video is about 7 income sources of an average millionaire. Make sure to subscribe and watch until the end to know which types of income you can implement in your finances to become a millionaire as well. The first one is earned income. This is by far the most popular income source that everyone has. Earned income includes all the taxable income and wages you get from working or from certain disabilities payments. Simply said, it is when you are compensated for the work you do. This includes average workers all the way up to CEOs. Indeed, many CEOs are not necessarily the owner of the company. They're hired to manage the company and it is their job. Even though they're the top of the company, they are still employees. Other jobs like doctors, engineers, or accountants are also included in that category. Now, the fact that you earn income by working doesn't mean that you cannot earn income from another way. And this is often the start point for most people and even for the average millionaire. But for most people, earning a high income salary puts them in their comfort zone, and that is why they often finish broke even after an extraordinary career. Beginning with this type of income is a good thing, especially if it allows you to provide for your family and pay your bills. However, the dangerous part is to stay and think that it is a limit. As earned income is when you exchange your time for money, that is not a good idea because it leverages all your time, which is the most valuable commodity that one has, but it also requires a lot of your individual capacity. Therefore, there is a limit to the money you will be able to make in this category. Furthermore, earned income is the most taxed type of income, with 40% of your money going to the government. That is nearly half your income going towards taxes. Always keep in mind that job refers to just over broke. So the money you make from here can only be enough for your bills unless you find another way of making more money. Profit income. The difference between the amount earned and the amount spent in buying, operating, or producing something is referred as to profit. Thereby, profit income is the actual amount of money you earned when you sell a good or a service for more money than it costs to fabricate. Consider a retail distributor like a grocery store which sells products and goods for more than they bought it, as an example of profit income. Another example is simply going door to door and sell garbage bags for $10 although you bought it for $4. In the past, starting a profit income business required a significant amount of investment to start. In fact, you had to order in bulk from the factories and the cost was a lot higher as it was new technology from their era. However, as of today in the information era, with the power of the internet, it has become much easier to start a business and build profit income. In fact, entrepreneurship has never been much easier. Profit as an income stream can help you really boost your earning, whether you decide to do it online by creating an online store or physically by opening a restaurant or providing a service. Even though it requires you to put in a lot of effort, it is surely well rewarding in the long run, and you can easily become a millionaire if you dedicate completely yourself to it. Moreover, as an entrepreneur, you will have to know how to financially manage a company in order for your business to succeed at the start. In fact, if your financial management and organization are great, this will allow you to outsource your work easily, generate even more profit, and scale it to a whole other level. It has been shown that most businesses close down within their first year of operations because of poor financial management. Therefore, financial management is crucial when trying to earn money as an entrepreneur. The third one is interest income. The difference between revenues generated by interest-bearing assets and the cost of servicing liabilities is referred as to interest income. In other words, this income comes from lending money in order to receive some interest. This is a pretty rare source of income and is mostly unknown by the average person. Consider this example. For banks, the assets typically include commercial and personal loans, construction loans, mortgages, and investment securities. Not to add, the liabilities consist primarily of customers' deposits. The difference between the assets and the liabilities is the net income, and for the bank, this income is acquired through interest by lending money to different people, companies, and businesses. This type of income happens to be the least risky if you're lending your money to the bank or to the government through treasury bills. And it does not require you to move a finger, so it is a completely passive way of making money. Nevertheless, unless you have an unlimited amount of money to lend like the banks, making money from interest income can be limited due to the limited amount of money you can lend. Dividend income. This is one of the best income streams because it is completely passive, but also because the ones who invest in dividend companies are part owners of the company. Dividend income is paid out of the profit of a corporation to the stockholders. In other words, dividend consists of paying a shareholder of the company who has invested money by buying a stock. Not all companies pay dividend, but companies like Coca-Cola, Johnson & Johnson, or Walmart do. Dividend payments are made quarterly or yearly, depending on the company. They allow the rich to grow richer, and for some working class people who thought about investing in dividends, permit them to afford a good retirement without worrying about money. The catch about dividends is that they represent the percentage of returns earned from the shares of a company. Furthermore, as a practical matter, most stock dividends in the US qualify to be taxed as capital gains. This means that you can potentially end up paying 0% tax on this income, but at only one condition, that your ordinary income has to be less than $38,600 per year. On the other hand, if you earn more than $425,000 per year, you have to pay 20%, which is still great because you are taxed twice less as on your earned income. If you want to be a millionaire, this is surely a source of income to have in your portfolio. Rental income. Rental income is any payment you receive for the use or occupation of a property. This type of income typically comes from buying real estate and renting out to people. The property you rent can be residential, like a home, an apartment, or a house. It can also be commercial, like an office or a whole building, but it can also be industrial spaces and warehouses. Back in the days, investing in real estate to earn rental income required a massive amount of money invested, as you needed to completely buy a house. But nowadays, people are able to make real estate investment through REITs, which allow you to own part of a property with other investors, or through leasing homes and renting them out on platforms like Airbnb or Booking.com. In fact, this is a great way to add some zeros to your bank account, as real estate is one of the safest and most secure investments one can make. Furthermore, real estate is not the only way of making rental income. Another way of making rental income is by renting out any equipment that you don't use, like your car or any other instruments in any industry. Considering loaning parkings in big cities is a great opportunity to make extra income at the end of each month. Capital gains. Unlike the income streams listed before, this one's well known by almost everybody. A capital gain occurs when you sell something for more than you spent to acquire it. It sounds like profit income, but there is a subtle difference between them. In fact, capital gains refers to the difference you receive from selling an asset that has increased in value. Opposed to profit income, you have no power on increasing of this income, but you sure can predict it. Consider this example. You bought a house in 2015 for $200,000 and sold it 6 years later in 2021 for $450,000. The capital gains here are $250,000. Another example could be if you bought a stock at $55 a couple months ago and sold it 6 months later for $110. Here again, the capital gains would be $55. The most common and most known capital gains are stocks, real estate, and watches. However, there are lots of assets out there for which the same rule could apply. An example would be a collective or antique car, which you could sell 20 years after buying it for more than triple the price. The amount of money you can make from that source of income can be limited, as it requires you to have a large amount to first purchase a good and then to resell it later. The best part about this income is that you pay less taxes, 10 to 20% depending on the amount earned. And in some cases, the taxes can go as low as 0%. If this isn't a great way to become rich, I don't know what is. Royalty income. The last source of income that the average millionaire has is royalty income. Royalty income includes any payments you get from a patent, a copyright, or some natural resource that you own. It is the income stream that best represents passive income, because once your work is done, you can sell it at an unlimited amount of times and make a lot of money. Royalty income is the money you receive for your intellectual property. Examples of this are music, with songs, or even books in literature. In order to generate royalty income, you have to create a unique product, concept, service, or process which will serve everyone and they will pay you extra fees to use it. Royalty income can also be earned in many other ways. Through art, the creation of logos, for example, or even franchise companies such as McDonald's. If you open a McDonald's in another country, you will pay royalties to the company because you use their name, logos, recipe, and processes. Subscribe and turn on the notification so you don't miss more videos about how to make money, personal finance, investing, and much more. If you want to know about the best investments to make while you're young, check out the latest video. Take care.